welcome back to Vlogmas Small Business Grant Edition. And in this series, we are going to do 25 grants in 25 days. And this grant opportunity, y'all, is for $5,000. $5,000 of free money that you do not have to pay back. And we love free money, especially around the holidays. And on top of all of this, y'all, you do not need a business for this grant opportunity. And when I say you do not need a business, they've even communicated that if you are working on something in high school, you are potentially eligible for this $5,000 grant opportunity. And there is no deadline. We love a good no deadline grant, but as I always say, a grantor can close the grant at any time that they see fit for any reason. And of course, funds might dry up. So as soon as you have the capacity, sooner rather than later, to apply for these grants that you see on my channel, please apply as soon as possible. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Ebony, a licensed attorney out of the state of Missouri, and on this channel, we focus on grants, legal tips, and setting a foundation for your business to get you to generational wealth because, yes, money is good, but we want our money to serve generation after generation after generation. Check out the Small Business Grant playlist. There are several opportunities listed there. I post no deadline grants. I post no business needed grants, state specific, industry specific. Check out the nonprofit grant playlist. And now that we have our Vlogmas Small Business Grant playlist as well. And y'all, I have 2 books. My first ebook is for individuals that's like, I just want to get the information and move along. That is going to be for you. And I have a second book that is a workbook, and it gives you sample answers, quizzes, fill in the blanks. If you're like, I really want to take a deeper dive so I can be prepared to apply for these grants, get that book. It's going to be a link in the description to the website so you can check out the 5-star reviews if you're on the fence about whether or not to purchase it. And if you would like to further support the channel so I can continue to provide these resources free of charge on YouTube, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there in case you want to join. Here's the Patreon. Yes, information is locked. However, once you become a member, the information will become unlocked. I post different grants in here. I post cohorts. As you can see, I recently posted a $15,000 grant video. I post anything that I think will be helpful for you while you're on your entrepreneurship journey. But we're not going to stay over there too long because we're trying to figure out how can you get $5,000 and you don't need a business and there's no deadline and you can be in high school and potentially be eligible for this grant opportunity. But before I do that, please leave me a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what type of business you have. Let me know what type of industry that you're in because I am pulling from the comments. And if you so happen to catch me doing Vlogmas, then I am going to potentially find a grant in your city, state, and or industry. Now this grant, y'all, $5,000. But here's the thing. There are going to be 4 things that they are looking for. We already know that there's possibly not an age requirement because they said that if you have a project and you are in high school, you're potentially eligible for this grant opportunity. The first thing that they're going to look at is your mission. Is your mission something that is going to change the world? Okay, world. So they want you to be focused on things. Now, remember, this could be baby steps. They're not saying that you have this opportunity and you're like, I'm literally going to impact the entire world today. No, something that you're doing locally could potentially impact the world in the long run. So think along those lines. The second thing that they're going to look at is your goals. And when they say your goals, your future goals, and these goals have to be over a 6-month period. And not only are you going to state your goals, you have to make sure that they are measurable. And when they say measurable, you cannot say that one of my goals is to launch a successful program. How do you know that that is successful? So let's say that you are doing something that is dealing with children and reading. And let's say that you say currently 80% of 3rd grade students in this specific area are reading at a 1st grade level. Success would be that you have decreased that by 20%. So now 60% of third grade students are reading at a first grade level. That is how you're going to measure your success. So you must think about these goals and how can you measure them. And if once you write it down, you see that you cannot figure out how to measure them, do not put it in your application. It can still be a goal, but you want to make sure your goal can be measured. And yeah, I know our age-old question. What are you going to do with the money? And that is one of their judging criteria, is your plans for the money. So again, as I've said in previous videos, when you're talking about the money, break it down all the way to the penny. So let's go back to, we're going to talk about children and their reading levels. Maybe you're going to use $1,000 to purchase some type of software program that the students can utilize. You're going to use another dollar amount maybe to bring in tutors. You're going to use another dollar amount possibly to send children home with some type of workbook. But you need to make sure that every single dollar of this $5,000 grant is accounted for. And remember, only ask for what you need. So if you don't need the $5,000, then don't ask for $5,000. If $2,000 would help you get to your end goal, then only ask for that $2,000, because if you're asking for what you actually need, creating that budget is gonna take you no more than a couple minutes to do, because you've already thought through what you're gonna need. And the final judging criteria for them is the diversity of their portfolio. So I've always said, make sure that you go and see who they have funded in the past to see if there is some type of an alignment. Now with this grant opportunity, I would recommend, and I wasn't able to see quickly, individuals that they have funded, but they do have an email address, and you can always look on the internet to try to find who they have supported in the past. But if you see that, okay, every time I look up, they supported somebody that's dealing with third grade reading levels. Maybe you do fifth grade, right? So make sure that they don't have a ton of grants that have already been awarded in something that you're looking for, which is different than making sure that there is alignment, right? Because you're still going to check for alignment, because alignment with them is helping them diversify the money that they are currently distributing into community. So do not forget, if you want me to potentially find a grant for your city, state, industry type, leave that comment, because again, 25 grants in 25 days, potentially you can sneak your city, state, or industry onto one of my videos if I pull that comment. But with all of that, y'all, let's get into this grant. All right, y'all, this grant opportunity is the Amplifier Grant. And as I said, I hope I did at the top of the video, this grant will take you no more than 10 minutes to apply for. And you can go to their website, but here, as I said at the top of the video, I know I said this one, that it is for individuals, businesses, organizations who are boots on the ground every day trying to make the world a better place. Make sure you go through all of these FAQs, which we've talked about. We talked about the eligibility requirements. We talked about the things that they were going to look for. So you don't have to do that piece, but I always recommend that you do it, because I can misinterpret something and I can be wrong. And you do not want to miss out on $5,000 for your organization because you relied on me purely. Now, once you get to the website, we're going to go ahead and apply, just so you can see the application and how quick it is for you to get to $5,000 for your business. Now, Amplifier Grant, we're not going to worry about any of these things, because you know your background information. You know your website, your phone number, your name, address, all that good stuff, how you self-identify, how much money you've made. Now, here are the questions that we've talked about. Tell us about your project or organization. What is your mission? Every business, even if you're not incorporated, should have a mission. Even if you haven't written it down, and there is a step-by-step template inside of that workbook that literally by the time you finish it, you will have your very own mission statement as well as your vision and values for your business or your idea. In this case, since you do not have to have a business to be eligible for this grant opportunity. And then tell us what you will do with the money. As I've said, I would give them a high level sentence like, this money would help us address the percentage of third graders that are currently reading at a first grade level. And then you want to give them that budget so they can see dollar for dollar, down to the penny, how you will use this money. And then, is there anything else you like for us to know? We always tell them something extra. This question, typically I would say start talking about what you've already done in community and what you wish to do in community if they have not asked you that question, but they've already asked you that, right? So this is where you might want to get a little deeper into your passion and why you are so passionate about youth and their reading levels. And it could be something that you've experienced yourself and you realize how helpful it was for you, or it could just be something that you've always been passionate about and you don't necessarily have to have a direct relationship to that passion. Now, this grant has a $15 application fee. And I say to you, you have to determine, is the risk worth the reward? And when I say risk, $15. Potentially then getting you $5,000. Recognizing that this is a seasonal grant and recognizing that grants, they're a little bit more difficult to get than loans. And if you have been following this, I know you all saw that 0% interest loan for $15,000 that does not have a credit check or credit score needed, nor do they have any loan origination fees or any other fees. So it's literally $15,000. Check that video out. It's in here somewhere. But you do have to decide, is this worth it to me? And is this in the best interest of my business? I cannot make that decision for you, but I do know some individuals do not like to apply for grants when there is an application fee, and I understand that. And then after you decide that you want to apply for this grant opportunity and you hit submit, you're going to come back here, leave me a comment, let me know that you got this money. We're going to celebrate. Leave me a comment and let me know if you applied for this grant opportunity as well, or if you plan to apply for this grant opportunity. As always, y'all, check out the ebook, check out the workbook, go to the Patreon, check out the small business grant playlist, the Vlogmas small business grant playlist that we have now. Anything that you want to do to support the channel, but those books, I'm telling y'all, it is going to put you ahead of individuals that are blindly applying for these grants, because those sample answers, don't plagiarize them, is incredibly helpful to you. But either way, I want to always let you all know how grateful that I am that you are continuing to support me on this journey on YouTube. So as always, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel, and wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day, and I will see you all next time.